tonight I wanted to talk about pain and how we deal with it. Everyone goes through pain. Everyone's going to go through pain. We all feel things differently. Something I go through, I might not receive as much pain as the next person because I think about it differently, because I think about it better. A lot of people have the ability to take physical pain, step aside from it, and look at it. You control everything in here. It's just to what degree. You would think we would be taught this in school, how to sit there and look at our emotions and how to understand the things we go through and pull something positive out of it, but we're not. Must be for a reason. So, when you go through things, you want to look at it. This is why externalization is good. And you want to try to gain something from it. And the more that you consider your past and consider your experiences in a healthy way, looking for something positive, genuine, not something that you base off of some kind of spite or retribution or revengeful nature for the sake of making yourself feel better. That's not good. That's not positive. I say positive, I mean something genuinely good for the soul, something genuinely good for your future, something genuinely good for your relationship with God and truth. So when you look at something, you need to look at it honestly, and you need to comprehend exactly why someone did something or why you did this or why this happened, because you can. You have that capability. It's called the tool of rationality, discernment. We all have discernment. It's just to what degree. I think we're all born with different levels, but the point is we can all get there, right? We can all get to a higher ability of anything. If you don't find the time to externalize the things you've been through, meaning writing it down, communicating like this, like saying words about experiences, then you're not filtering your mind. You have neurological pathways that hold on to this information. And unless you organize it, it's all confusing bullshit that you don't even know why. It leads to experiences that aren't understood, which means you become the way that you initially experienced something. This is why trauma builds up. This is why things that control most people subconsciously actually do control them, is because it's unfiltered. It's not downloaded and understood in completion, so you don't have a proper ability to storage it. And, there's some other reasons, but essentially that's what it is. And unless you actually process that data correctly, because your experience does turn into data, turns into memory, it's just like a computer, exactly like a computer. There is no difference except the word natural and artificial, which we use to term biological versus technological intelligence. So, make sure you come up with some system to at least start habitualizing make sure you come up with some system to make you get used to habitualizing self-reflection. Self-reflection is really just asking yourself questions and developing perspectives. Questions and reflecting happen, understanding them happens whenever you externalize. When you put something down on paper, when you say words, you're taking that unprocessed data, you're putting it back out into existence to re-experience it, but this time with a purposed point to understand it. Whereas when you went through it, you weren't specifically thinking, let me process this data in a healthy way. But once you get used to habitualizing it, it starts to be consistently how you are. And that's very, very important. One of the most important things that you need to embody as a person of consistency. So, I got these dogs to deal with pain. Now they're my daughters. Okay. Anyways, I hope I got my point across. And if anyone sees this and has no one to talk to, I have a lot of things I do. I have a lot of people who talk to me all day, every day. And that's fine. I have a lot of people asking me questions about this, that, and the other. All of it typically kind of important. But you have a friend in me if you need someone to talk to. Um, we all go through shit. The point is to try and make the most out of everything. Always take responsibility. It doesn't matter if it's their fault, your fault, Bob's fault, my dog's fault. It doesn't matter. Take responsibility in a non-petty way for everything, because that's how you're going to yield the most knowledge and the most of the lesson. You're going to create the biggest lesson out of it that way. I hope everyone has a good night. And yeah.